Welcome along to another video presentation from Saturnalliance. In this video we'll look at setting up monitoring on a small business server. Help us continue to make material like this available. If you find this video beneficial, we would ask you to make a donation towards helping us improve what we currently provide. Please note that any donations over $5 Australian will automatically receive a set of comprehensive show notes on this episode. To make donations, please go to donation.saturnalliance.com.au. A small business server can be configured to generate automatic health reports that can be emailed directly to users. It can also be configured to automatically generate usage reports. These usage reports give you information about your users' internet access as well as their remote access. Reports can be configured to be emailed automatically, and they can also be configured to send to an external party. You can also configure alerts on a small business server to automatically be triggered and details of any issues forwarded for immediate attention. Here's an example of a server performance report. At the top of the report, you'll see we get a summary for our server. This details things like how long the server has been up and running, any performance issues, whether the backup has been operational, and in this case we can see we have a number of red marks indicating issues with services, alerts, and also critical alerts. This summary has details lower down in the report. If we now look at these details which are further down in the report, you'll see we're given more information about the specific nature of these errors. Admittedly, these errors are fairly complex in their descriptions, but they do provide a good first point of call to start investigating issues. Be aware that in most cases there will be occasional errors on a small business server. Here's an example of a memory alert that is generated immediately when a server that was being monitored had an issue. As you can see, the email immediately alerts me to the fact that I have an allocated memory alert. It gives me details about the error, and if I want, I can then go to the server and take immediate action or investigate further. To configure monitoring, we simply start the server management console on the small business server and select the option Monitoring and Reporting from the left-hand side. This will bring up the monitoring on the right, which we then select Set up Monitoring Reports and Alerts. Once selected, this will commence the wizard. We can then choose whether we wish to receive a performance report, and again this is emailed out daily. We can also choose whether we wish to receive a usage report, which provides information about our users' internet, email, and fax usage. And we can choose whether to receive that usage report every other week. Click Next to continue. We can now nominate which email addresses we wish to receive this report. Again, note these email addresses can be internal, but they can also be external. Make sure that you separate multiple email addresses with a semicolon. Again, press Next to continue. We can now nominate which users or groups can view the usage report via their intranet. Again, by default, this is normally set to domain admins. You can add additional users if you want, but it's recommended to leave it only for domain administrators. Click Next to continue. We can now choose whether we wish to receive notification alerts by email. For example, these indicate things like low disk space, services not running, and other performance thresholds. Again, we nominate which email addresses we wish to receive this report. And you can see if I separate it again with a semicolon, I can put in multiple addresses, and one of these can even be an external address. Click Next to continue. This now completes the wizard, but prior to completion, we'll see a complete list of exactly what the wizard is going to configure on our small business server. This is a big advantage of using wizards. We can choose to print, save, or email this information simply by clicking the option here. Press Finish to complete the wizard. The wizard now runs through to completion and configures our monitoring. So if we take a moment and have a look at this on a real server, as you can see, I'm now at my server management console. I select monitoring and reporting. When I do, I have an option here to set up monitoring reports and alerts. I simply click this to commence my wizard. The wizard now commences and I select next to continue. As you can see, because I've already run this wizard, the second time that I run it, I'm given the option to modify the existing settings or reinstall the monitoring settings. In this case, I'll select to reinstall the features. This will completely reinstall the monitoring features and can be used if they are not working correctly. Select next to continue. I'm prompted to make sure that I want to do this. I select yes to continue. I choose that I want to receive a daily performance report. I want to see a usage report, as well as receive it every other week. As always, I can press the More Information button located on most screens of the wizard to give me more information about exactly what these options entail. Select Next to continue. I can now put in an email address which these reports will be sent to. Again, this can be an internal as well as an external email address. Click Next to continue. I'm now prompted as to which users can view these reports using the intranet. Again, as by default, this is the domain admins, and it's recommended to leave this configured as it is. Select Next to continue. I can now choose to receive a performance alert via email, again triggered because of low disk space, services not running, and performance thresholds. Again, once this alert is triggered, an email will be sent immediately. I simply put in an email address and click Next to continue. The wizard now gives me the information of what it's about to do. I can view this information, print, save it, which is always a good idea. Otherwise, simply press Finish to commence the wizard. You'll now see the wizard execute the monitoring configuration that I've selected. Once the wizard is completed, simply click the Close button to complete. Remember that you can rerun the wizard as many times as you want to change your monitoring settings as required. For any feedback on this video, please send an email to robert@saturnalliance.com.au or view my technical blog. Thank you for watching.